Hey guys, it is your boy Blaketron Productions, but you can call me Blake for short. And today we will be doing my first review on the channel. I had to pause myself there for a moment because I never actually did like a review on my YouTube channel before. I have done transformation test and stuff like that, but I've never actually reviewed the figure. But I asked you guys on an Instagram poll, would you want me to do a Studio Series Scrap review or Studio Series Bumblebee review? Because I found the Studio Series Jeep version of Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie and the Studio Series Scrapper, to my surprise, in my local Target. And surprisingly, a lot of you guys wanted me to do the Scrapper review. But I will be doing the Bumblebee review some other time in the future. I don't know. Uh, for me, you know, I, uh, I don't. Let's just put it like this. I don't really have nothing else better to do than just work on YouTube videos, unless I'm playing on my PlayStation or I'm talking to some friends. But majority of the time, I am writing stories when I get bored, and I make YouTube videos about them. So yeah. Also, a couple of things. Like a week ago, let's just say like maybe a little bit over a week ago, Transformers Part 3 was at 47 views. Now it's over. Now it's over. It's the videos over the video has over 60 views. You guys, thank you so much. And we went from having I think it was either 17 or 27 subscribers to now having over 40 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Let's try and hit that big 50 before part 4 comes out. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Really, it really means from the bottom of my heart. Summer vacation, it's been a little boring for me. So really, all I've been doing is, like I said before, working, playing on a game, and just, writing stories and making YouTube videos for you guys. So enough about me rambling. Let's actually get to the review of the Transformers Studio Series. I don't know what class this is. I don't really care for classes. I know a lot of people do, and it bugs them, but I don't. Scrapper. Now, this guy is a little bit bigger than I anticipated. But, dude, this guy is so like unproportional, but in a good way. Like, the detail on the legs and stuff is so cool. And like a lot of this stuff, in my opinion, is painted a little bit too much yellow. But I mean, it could be a whole lot worse. It's like they could have did Scrapper like they did the Studio Series Blitzwing. Let me see. Uh, the kneecaps. If this is just my opinion, if I was in Hasbro and Katara, uh, Studios, Company, Enterprises, or whatever, I mean, they could have at least painted this part gray or black. But I'm not really tripping over it. At the end of the day, fold this down. I don't know why this was out. This is a really good figure. I mean, just look at him. Just from like this so far, I don't know why. The way it looks, it just really like interesting. With one of the arms being really skinny and like having this claw hand feature that balls up. And one thing I do complain about this figure is that in the movies he can actually use this hand and like shoot it out as like a wrecking ball and like swing it around and stuff. But it doesn't come with that feature, sadly. um but I'm not too complaining about it. But they could at least made it so like this hand could open up like this one could. They could at least made it a grabbing claw hand. But I'm not too mad over it. It's just a small little complaint I have about this figure. But let's get back to the legs. I like the way these tires are just like, I like the way the tires are looking, how big they are and stuff like that. They can still spin and stuff in the robot mode. It's just really cool. And like the way the feet, the way that the lower leg is designed, the way it's kind of giving him that like hunchback or bent over look to him. It's really cool to me. Let's get into the arms. I already pretty much talked about the arms, you know. This is the only hand movement. Let's get to the left arm. This is the only hand movement that you get right here. You can't spin around for some reason. Arm can crap. Arm can articulate 360 degrees. You know, 360. Well, not really a whole 360, because this and this kind of gets in the way of that. But yeah, pretty much the same thing over on this arm. You know, it can move back that far, it can move front that far. Twist like this. And then the thing I like about this arm is kind of got like, it's kind of like this other claw feature, but it's not really a claw. It's kind of like a deformed hand, and like you can use this to grab onto certain objects. And you know, nothing really to talk about the figure. You know, it's pretty much the same thing. But I do like how these smokestacks, I guess these are, or like just like hanging on top of there, kind of like how Optimus Prime has his smokestacks hanging on the side of his arms. And this like little hose thing, I don't know. I don't really know a lot about cars. And yeah, and if you have an action figure stand, I got one of these off of Amazon, but I only have 2 available on me right now. You can actually see there's this little hole right here, and if you have an action figure stand, you can plug in this hole into this, and you can just plug it in like so, and you can pretty much use it to use like dynamic poses. But the way the feet are set up, and you know, just the overall look of the way the feet are set up, it makes it so like you don't really need an action figure stand, you know. So there's no real problem of, you know, actually handling the figure in robot mode. The only real complaints I have, like I said, are the hands, and this hand right here. And yeah, Scrapper is just a really weird design that I find interesting. Now, let's get into the vehicle mode, folks. And here he is, Studio Series Scrapper in his vehicle mode. And I have to say, out of all of the construction, out of all the Constructicons that I have so far, this has to be one of the best looking ones I have. Everything folds into place really nice. The legs, the real struggle I had with transforming him was I was confused of how the legs were supposed to look. But then after a little practice, you know, just configuring him from robot to vehicle mode, you know, it wasn't really no issue. You know, and once you get the hang of it, it's really fun and it's really complex. It's not too hard, it's not too simple to make it look like it's a baby Transformer figure. You know, Transformer figure made for a 7-year-old. But, you know, here he is. And I have to say, like I said before, this looks amazing. Like, oh my god, the way it rolls, the amount of detail that's put into everything, the fact that you almost see none of the robot mode on the top or any of the sides of the vehicle mode is amazing. The only real kibble that you can see is right here at the front, where the clawed hand used to be, and they, you know, did a really good job of making it look like part of the front of the I don't know what this is called, scooper truck construction thing. I don't know, but the only even when you flip the Jesus, I cannot speak. Even when you flip the vehicle mode over, you don't really see much robot kibble except for this little handpiece right here, which surprisingly doesn't really bother me because you don't really need to really look at it unless you A, flip it around, or B, you move this front part right here. Even at that, you can barely see it. Like, oh my god, the engineering for Scrapper is just amazing, you know? And one of the key things I like about it is that the front part, the scooper part, can move up and down that far. And I'm not even gonna complain that it can't move any further. The fact that it can move at all is amazing to me. Let's take a closer look. You know, we get a little bit more detail right here. These little parts from the arms help when they transform, help move this scooper up or crane or whatever you call it. I don't know much about cars, to be honest with you guys. Then we get to the sides. You know, we get the tires, nice and big and chunky. And you get to see like little support items such as these, and it's just wow. And then you get to the bag, you know, like I said, only real kill. The only real kibble that you see is this little construct the Devastator part. Jesus, I cannot speak. Which helps combine it into Devastator. And then you get to the top back of the car and you see the smokestacks from before, which is they're kind of in a weird place because I didn't expect them to be like on the back. I expected the smokestacks to be up here in the front of the vehicle form, but I guess that's the way it's supposed to look. And then, you know, you get these little ladders to climb up and get to the driver's part, which you won't be able to do that because by the time you even get the Scrapper, he'll transform and squish you. There's no other way to put it. And then you got these little bits right here, which I don't really know what to call them. But yeah, overall, the vehicle mode for Scrapper is 10 out of 10. It's perfect. I don't really have a lot to complain with it. Everything taps in smoothly. Everything looks nice. And everything about Scrapper is just Scrapper. And he looks just like the way he does in the film. Speaking of the way that he looks when he was in the film, when he was shortly in the film, sadly, because the strange thing about the Constructicons in the second movie was that there was two separate versions of them. So one of them, they were in their robot modes, like destroying stuff, and then the other ones were in their vehicle modes while they were in their Devastator combined mode. So yeah, that's a little bit confusing. I don't know. Maybe that was just a small misconception of mine. Let me know in the comments below. But here he is. Well, not really him, but I'll just cut that out. Here he is on his backdrop, and man, oh man, they did a really good job with this one because this just really sets the scene for Scrapper. Because as you know, some of the Constructicons were out there, you know, breaking buildings in the second movie and just demolishing anything that they see, you know, distracting the Autobots while the Fallen and Megatron were up on the pyramid, as you can see, getting ready to activate the pillar to drain the sun so they can be able to harvest its energy, or something like that. And that was one of my favorite scenes within the movie, and it was just mind-blowing to me, you know. And I didn't really pay much attention to Scrapper. I didn't really know, because like unless one of the humans actually says their name, they don't really say the names of the Decepticons or even some of the Autobots. Like, it just blows my mind. But yeah, this is him with this backdrop, and it looks pretty cool. And just for a little size comparison, here he is with the only two other Constructicons that I have, Studio Series Long Haul and Studio Series Scrap Metal. And with just these three alone, these guys look absolutely great together. I mean, the yellow and that one little green to really set things off, it just, I don't know, for me, it just really blends things in together. I just wish I had a couple of more of them to really, like, even out the colors, because with just these two, yellow and green, you know, it just doesn't really look right, I guess. But I do plan on getting Scavenger next. I'm not really, set on Mixmaster, but I'll probably get them. I probably will. I don't know. Only if you guys want me to, though. So those will be my next on the studio. Those will be next on my studio series list. Studio series, Mixmaster, or Scavenger. But yeah, this is some with his fellow Constructo buddies that formed a big gigantic Devastator. To be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna get them all, guys. I just don't know. I'm just not really set on that version of Devastator. Now the G1 version, absolutely. I want the Combining Wars Devastator, but the gigantic one, I don't know yet. I just don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you think I should get him though. Overall, scrap metal is not scrap metal. Jesus. Overall, okay, 3, 2, 1. Overall, Scrapper has to be one of my favorite Studio Series figures to come out in this entire line. I haven't really collected a lot of Studio Series figures in the past because I was really primarily set on War for Cybertron Siege, and there just wasn't really a lot of Studio Series stuff in the stores I was in. So I am blessed to have found this one Scrapper figure in the Target I was in. I did see a couple of other stuff I wanted, like I said, Scavenger and Astro Train, Transformers, Astro Train. I'll probably get that one next once I get paid on Friday. But yeah, overall, Scrapper, 10 out of 10, one of my top 10 favorite Studio Series figures as of this moment. And yeah, that's it for my review, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Oh, also, if you made it this far in 3, 2, 1. If you made it this far into the video, then by the end of this week, I will have Transformers Part 4 out. Transformers War for Siege, War for Cybertron, Part 4 stop motion out. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new, share if you've been around since the beginning of my channel. Also, I will somewhere in the video I will give you guys my Instagram name so you can follow me on Instagram if you want me to. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.